Hey guys, welcome back to Raw Doing Stuff. So today we're going to be cooking a braided pork loin on the smoker. So I'm going to show you how I do it, and I'll bring you in closer and we'll get started. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, make sure you have yourself a good sharp knife. And you want to get rid of this fat, a lot of it on here, because this isn't the type of fat on these pork loins. This stuff will not render down. It's just going to be chewy and nasty when you go to eat this thing. The easiest way I've found is to get your knife under it like that and just kind of go underneath it. You'll get a little bit of the meat, but that way you can get the least amount possible, and you just kind of go in strips like this. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get this trimmed up, and then I'll come back and show you the next step. Alright guys, and that's it. You can see we got that pretty well all trimmed up. I guess there's a couple small pieces down here. I ought to grab those. See, this is like silver skin, nasty fat. People would just be chewing on that if you don't get it off there. So the more of that you get off there, the better off you'll be, because nobody's going to want to eat it. It's just going to be nasty and chewy if somebody gets a bite of that. So, sharp knife is definitely key. Okay guys, so next thing we want to do, it's a little longer than my cutting board here, so I'm going to have to work with it with what I got. But anyway, this needs to be split into 3 equal parts. So I'm thinking probably there and there. And we're going to leave about an inch at this end that's not cut through, so we can braid this thing. So we'll go here, like so. You probably could go up this way a little further. Yeah, about like that. We'll do the same thing with this one. Just like that. So you got your 3 pieces split out. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get these seasoned up. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I'm going to put a little bit of a binder on here just to help hold that rub on there. Some people like it, some people say don't worry about a binder. I use a binder, I don't use a binder. Kind of whatever I feel like at the time. So you just take and rub your meat like that, get it all nice and bindered up, just like so. Okay, we're ready for some rub. Okay guys, so I think I forgot to turn my camera on when I was seasoning this, but I'm using this CC Riders rib rub, and I've got it all seasoned up. I just started to braid it together. You can figure out how to season it. So I put the binder on, I seasoned it, and now I'm gonna braid this. So basically what you do, it's just like braiding hair. This one comes over here And these go just like this. Till you get to the end. Then I'm going to take some toothpicks and I'm just going to stick these together so that they'll stay where they're at. Or you can use a skewer or something like that if you have it. But I have toothpicks, so that's what I'm going to use. So just like that, we're going to put it together. Then I'm going to season this a little bit more on the top here. And this is going to use all this seasoning, so I'm not worried about contaminating the bottle. There's going to be a little teeny bit left, and I'm not going to worry about that little bit. I'm just going to toss that bottle. So anyway, we're going to let this sit in the fridge for a little while, let the seasoning soak in, and then we'll put it on the smoker. In the fridge for about an hour, and I'm going to get it on the smoker now. Today we're smoking on the rusty can. This is my home built smoker. I built it out of a 55-gallon drum. Obviously it's vertical offset, and we're going to get this thing put on here. So I've got the smoker today. It's set at, I've got it not set, I'm too used to smoking on a pellet smoker. So I've got this thing at 300 degrees, 250 to 300 is where we're going to run today, right in between there. I'm going to put this right on this top shelf, and I'm going to get my probe in there. Because the thing is with pork loin is the number one thing you don't want to do is dry it out. It gets dry when you overcook it. So we're going to pull this thing off here when it gets to an internal of between 135 and 140. It's not done till 145, but it'll carry over at least 5 degrees. So we'll probably pull it off around 140. And then I'm also going to make up a glaze for this towards the end. So we'll put a honey glaze on it, and I'll show you how we make that glaze next. Alright guys, so I'm going to mix up that glaze here real quick. So it calls for a half a cup of honey, which I'm not going to measure because it just makes a mess. Got a little wind out here today. That ought to be about good. Next thing that goes in, this is some hot honey. You can buy hot honey on Amazon. It's Mike's Hot Honey. This is a copycat recipe of that. About 2 tablespoons. I made this because I have my own bees, so there's no reason for me to buy honey. But it's pretty easy to make. You can find a recipe online if you'd like to. So I already had put 6 tablespoons of brown sugar in there, and now I'm going to put 6 tablespoons of sesame oil. So this is what I'm using, so you can see. and 6 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar.
Who's all going?
And then we're just going to mix that up, and I'll show you when we're ready to glaze our pork loin. Alright guys, so our pork loin is at 135 degrees, so we're going to go ahead and get this glaze put on it. I don't know how much you'll be able to see because I kind of got you into the sun here, but I'll do the best I can. Alright, here we go. Get our first look here. Yeah, I haven't opened this since I put this in. It's looking good though. Okay, so probably another 20-25 minutes and this thing will be done. So we'll come back and pull it out then. Alright, so we've hit an internal temperature of 140 degrees. We're going to pull this off, cover it up, and let it rest. Like I say, it'll go up to the 145 when it's sitting. But one thing you do not want to do is dry out the pork loin. That's bad news. Yeah, look at that. I'll show this to you. Is that amazing or what? Almost lost it there. Let's get it over to the table. Man, look at this thing, guys. That thing looks amazing. I can't wait to get into that. Dang. Let it rest a little while. See the juice sitting up here on top of it? It's looking good. I'm going to baste this one more time, then I'm going to wrap it and let it rest. Alright guys, look at this. I'm going to get these toothpicks out of here and I'm going to slice this thing up. And we're going to have a taste because I can't wait any longer. It's been sitting here resting for about 25 minutes. And it's time to try it out. I got to get my cutting board moved down to this end though. There we go. So I'm going to cut it from this side. No mess. All right, here we go. Let's see how we did. Check this out. Oh yeah, look at that smoke ring in there. That's awesome. Seems to be pretty moist. Turn the camera here and I'll get it taste this. Oh dang. This glaze that I made, guys, is really good on the meat, so I always make it. That's a double batch that I made, the recipe I gave you on there. If you put some of that over the meat after, excellent pork. Man, you gotta try this. I'm gonna get this inside. And I'm going to serve this up just before it gets cold. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up and a like. It's good pork loin right there.